If you turn on CNN, Fox, CBS, MSNBC, CNBC, read an article from Bloomberg and all of those others, you're going to get the same thing. Hey, the economy's recovering. We're going to have a V-shape, W-shape, buy yourself some stocks, get in now while the market is still under 10,000 because glory days are ahead. And it's been getting to me for quite some time now, and thankfully I'm starting to see more and more people waking up to the reality of what is going on around us, because we had the big fall last year in 2008, seeing Lehman Brothers fall, seeing the stock market lose 3,000 points in a couple weeks. Man, what was the mainstream saying then? Yeah, they were saying that nobody expected it, nobody saw it coming. Yet there was a select few who came on here on YouTube talking about what was going on with supporting facts of evidence to give their reason to why it was going to happen. Yet all the way down on Dow 13,000, 12, 11, they were all saying to buy and that things were going to get better. Bernanke said, oh, we're not going to be in a recession, and they never gave any evidence to point the case. And the same is true now about what's going on with their recovery statements. There is once again still no logical evidence to support their case. And yet they say nobody's seen it coming. Heck, they knew it was coming, because they're the ones that are in charge of a monopolized system that is based purely on debt, yet it seems as if it's in their best interest to not explain to you how the monetary system actually works. And those are big, big problems, because they got it set up for the system so that the bankers are going to be making all the monies. They got it set up for the rich to get richer. Hey, they don't mind you getting rich because they want to make sure that the select few do get rich. But the way it's set up is almost every single person, every single country is going to be in debt. It's guaranteed by just simple mathematical interest equations, when all interest comes from a non-existing source. That's one of the big problems. Yet it's still okay for these governments, or whoever was setting it up, so that Walmart was okay to come in almost every little single community so they could destroy the mom and pop shops, because it was the mom and pop shops that kept the economy thriving back in the 50s, the 60s, heck, even the 70s and the 80s. And yet it's okay because Walmart does such a magnificent job in making money, because they have such good effective ways in cost cutting so that the employees don't get paid much. No, we don't want that. We'll treat them like crap on the job. And then because we don't pay them much, heck, this means you don't have to pay them don't have to pay them benefit plan. Oh, this is good marketing strategy. Yep, look at how much money the Waltons have made. So apparently it works out to help the rich get richer and help the poor getting poorer. So it's all a system into debt slavery. Yet we're still hearing President Obama and all of these Wall Street gurus say, oh, we have to restore lending because this way we can keep you slaves to the dollar and keep you slaves to debt, because, oh, we're going to charge you interest because that would just be the noble thing to do. And yet we're supposed to just accept this kind of rhetoric? To me, it's just not proper, not correct to have monopolies like the Federal Reserve doing what they do best, being criminals as far as just making sure that interest is being charged, making sure the money flows and that the money loses value. The Federal Reserve came in 1913, and it only took them about less than a decade for them to lose half of its value. This number is supported both by shadow stats and by the CPI. And if you listen to the CPI, they'll go out and tell you that since 1913, It is, the dollar back then is worth about 21 3/4 today, $21.75. When you do the math on that, that means it has lost 95.5% of its value. Yet shadow stats, they'll tell you 98.5% that it is lost. Because even back in 1920, the CPI will come out and say that the dollar is worth 10 3/4 more than what it was then. And if that's the case, bread should be $1 today, but it's not. Gas should be like $2.30, but it looks like it's going to go higher than that. And a house should be $85,000, but no. And if we look at what the inflation numbers are showing, in 1940, the average year-over-year inflation was 1.46%. Most of that was because of deflation in the 30s. In 1950, 2.5%. In 1970, 2 1/3. It went down a little bit. But in 1980, it started going higher. 83%, 93 1/3, 2000, 3 3/4. Today, average year-over-year inflation is 4.2%. But it's higher than that. It's about 9% now, according to Shadow Stats government, year-over-year inflation, and the charts are showing that it's going to be getting higher. And when they're printing this kind of money, I mean, duh, of course it's going to be getting higher. And the more that they want to restore this lending, well, you nailed it. It's going to get worse and worse. We're seeing this cash flow clunkers. Heck, let's put these people in debt. They got this, some sort of plan. I'm not too familiar with it, but they got a plan for first-time home buyers. But hey, it's worth doing so we can make the stats there so that we can tell the people the economy is looking better. Yet during the meantime, now I'm going to have to handle seeing a heck load of people suffer through this mess because they listened to the people on the television. They were trained to trust them, and yet it's almost like in a schoolyard where you have a bunch of children in there, and you got these people who always do these mean things and lie to us all the time, and these were the people we're going to trust. Trust a bunch of crooks and a bunch of liars. What has this world come to? Thank you for watching. Post a video response, comment, rate it, but quite frankly right now, this is getting extremely sick as far as wanting to stay within the system of slavery, that when we as humans were naturally put on this planet not to be slaves to the dollar. I don't know exactly what it is we've been here to do, but it sure as hell wasn't this. Thank you for watching. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.